Ready? Wasn't ready for that one, was I? So welcome to our third guest. We've been recording one with Charlotte and then one with my brother Adam. And today's podcast is with our National Award winner and Wellbeing Centre Manager, Sam.
Hi.
So Sam's come in like last minute, just because we had a different guest planned in through one of our wellbeing programs, but unfortunately they can't make it. So Sam's been kind of thrown in the deep end, but that's a common theme to how our relationship developed, really. So we're going to speak a little bit about, I guess, Sam's journey, what he's done to get to this position, and in the last 3 years has been phenomenal, really, in my opinion, for how far you've come, physically, mentally, emotionally, now developing within Rage Fitness Wellbeing Group as the Wellbeing Centre Manager, and then now running your own PT business as well. It's like, in the last 3 years, as I say, it's just been phenomenal for you. So, one, thank you for joining me on short notice, 24 hours or something, not even that, 12 hours. And yeah, thank you. So, welcome to the Rage Fitness Wellbeing podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for asking me.
You're welcome. So really, it's the conversations, just let it flow and see what pops up. We could talk about anything, really. But as I say, the point I like to speak about everybody when we start is a little bit about your journey, why you ended up ultimately coming to Rage Fitness or being a part of Rage Fitness overall. And then the conversation will just flow thereafter.
Okay.
So I'm going to say this here and now because I feel like I have to. I heard before Sam even came into the building, his Mrs. Haley said to him, "Oh, Rage has just opened up over the road." You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Yeah.
Rage has just opened up over the road. Either you want to come, I don't know what the actual conversation was.
I think she can be a little bit anxious. You know Haley.
Yeah.
Anyway, but she can be a little bit anxious around new environments. So she didn't really want to come over on her own. So I think she wanted to come to a class. I'm sure she wanted to come to a class. So she basically said, "I'll come over with me, just like come in the class with me." And
like a thing.
Yeah, kind of that, yeah. And I was like, "Oh, no, I want to go for a run." I think it was or something. I don't need to go to a gym. I'll go running.
Specifically, he said, I don't want to go to that gym. Specifically, meaning this one. He said, I will never go in that gym. And then 3 years later, he's fucking
can't get me out of it.
No, he can't get him out of it, and he's running the gaff. So it's quite funny how you started off, and you just started coming in doing. You never really went to any classes, did you?
No, not really. No.
No, you just did mostly the bit of the gym work, wearing it overall.
Yeah, because I was fairly familiar with gyms, using a gym and that anyway. And I was a member at them up the road. them up the road. At that point, but didn't really use it. No. Didn't really fit in with what I was doing at the time. Because I was running a lot. But yeah, I'd used the gyms quite a lot in the past. For a mixture of Brio to some smaller gyms around the port and that. So I kind of knew what I was doing, so kind of just come in and get on, do my own thing, wasn't I?
Yeah. You did just kind of, you'd always like segregate yourself or like put yourself in a corner. It wasn't really, you didn't really mingle as such.
I still do that now though.
Yeah.
I still train on my own 99% of the time. I don't train with other people. No. Because it's a distraction for me. The other is they might want to do something different, so let them.
And I think as well, this is my perspective, is that the reason I don't train with anyone, I'm not really doing CrossFit workouts or any WODs or anything like that anymore. I'm doing strength training now, but I felt like when I train with somebody, they kind of slow me down. That's not being big-headed, it's just that they slow you down, don't they? And then you have to like either support with doing whatever it is. So it turns out to be a fucking PT session or something. You had to stop for a chat. So that's why I put my hood up. If anyone sees me training, I put my hood up and just don't fucking talk to anyone else, do I? Just hide away. But something popped up on my, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. You might have shared it actually. It popped up on my story or Facebook of, do you know the pictures that you had when you won using the pub and you was wearing that blazer? Was it you?
So it's,
it was
I
Maggie,
think it's a year ago. That was first post. The first time when I actually found some pictures.
Yeah, I remember them.
Or Hayley found some pictures. I think Maggie reshared it this morning.
She did, didn't she?
Yeah.
But it was mad that because the pictures we're talking about, I'm not sure if Jordan can put a picture over like the video or something. But there's pictures of Sam where, I don't know how to best say this. He was a little bit larger than what you are now, wasn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Certainly in the face.
Everywhere. How much heavier was you?
I think it was, I don't know if it's definite, but I think it was pushing 14 stone.
And what are you now?
Anywhere between 11 and 11 and a half at any given time.
So there's a significant drop in it, really.
Yeah, for someone of my height.
Yeah.
I'm not very tall.
No.
And you look at it as a percentage, then it's a
massive percentage, really.
Yeah.
But then, I was looking at them and like, it's not, I don't think it's just your face. From a weight perspective, it's obviously everywhere, isn't it,
Absolutely,
really?
Yeah.
But then the other side of that is that, when was that picture taken, do you think? The one where you're in the blazer in the pub?
It's got to be probably about 6 years ago.
6 years ago?
Yeah.
So then you were 6 years younger, obviously. And you look at yourself and I look at you now and you look at that picture, you look like so much younger and healthier now than you do back then.
Have said that, yeah.
Just because obviously the lifestyle that you were living or stuff that you was doing where you're not taking care of yourself as much as you are now. You pretty much live and breathe in the gym. It's your job overall, isn't it? But the difference in how you look from an age perspective to how healthy you look to now is like, it's madness, isn't it?
There's a marked difference in it, isn't there?
Oh yeah, significant difference. And I think from just 6 years, never mind the last 3 years, it shows what you can do just by putting a bit more of an effort into it, isn't it?
Yeah. I've been looking after myself better in some degree for 5 years, coming up for 5, it'll be 5 years just after Christmas, because I know it was when I lost my dad, which will be 5 years, pretty much straight after Christmas. Realised my mortality at that point. I think just went, shit, he's like not an old man, 60. My granddad had died when I was 1. He was 52. Same thing. So it was kind of just like, shit, look after myself a bit more. I've got two boys. Missus to look after. She looks after me, but
he's being nice to you there, Hayley.
Gotta stay healthy, haven't you? If you stay around for longer. And
sometimes I think it takes something like that to give you a kick up the arse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you don't know, not necessarily doing anything wrong, but you don't know what lifestyle you're living until obviously your dad passes away or you have something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You don't really decide to change unless something triggers you to change.
It's a shame that something like that has to happen, and that's key for a lot of people, though, isn't it? That something will happen in their life where at least they'll think about making a change.
So up until that point, so what, 5 years ago, 5 years ago after this Christmas, is it? Your dad dies?
Yeah.
So then up until before your dad passed away, what was your lifestyle like before that?
We'd been out of running our own pub for about a year at that point, maybe not even that long, not far off anyway. And so we had a live-in tenancy in a pub just down the road, and a lifestyle in there. It was fantastic in a social aspect. We had a great social life. We made great friends, friends that we'll have for life. But health-wise, poor. Probably drank 5 or 6 nights a week. And when I say drank, I mean got pissed. Not a couple of pints, it was get pissed. 5 or 6 nights a week.
And I think once you're in, again, my well-being journey, as I call it, is well documented. And I think it's important to anybody who sits in that chair, who either works for us or who doesn't work for us should speak about their journey to, one, inspire people to say, like, that's not the life you have to live. I'm not saying it's a negative life, but it's not the life you have to live. Because people see you now who don't know your past.
Yeah. It's not always been like this.
No, it's not always been a sexy bastard. I think, especially when people come into the company, there's a member or a GP referral or a support session or whatever, they just see Sam and go, oh, that's Sam. Do you know what I mean? Or they see Craig and they think, oh, fucking hell, this fucking Craig or whatever. They don't know the journey. So I think to talk about that, like, yeah, it's good socially, but then drinking 5 nights a week for how long? How long did you manage or live in the pub or manage pubs?
We were there for 2 years. When we had the living tenancy, we were there for 2 years. I'd been in hospitality for 12 years though, which is like, it's just the environment. It's like all the lads finish work in hospitality, or well, the lads, the lasses as well, and you'd all go out for a beer, and you get in for 2, 3, and 4 in the morning, and then I've got 2. They didn't have kids; they was all living a single life, most of them, like, and so I'd still got to get up with the kids in the morning because Hayley was in work, and it just crazy to the point where the last place I was working, I used to send everyone home.
Right.
So I wouldn't get invited for a drink. Send them all home. They'd go off to the pub then, and then I could just make my own way home. Then I didn't like get led into being out till daft o'clock in the morning.
And I think I say this all the time, probably at least 6 times a day, because I firmly believe it, and you've kind of alluded to it then, is that you become a product of your environment.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think what we do, 1, as an organisation, 2, as a wellbeing centre, and then 3, as a human being to another human being, is that how we live our lives and what we do in our environments and how we speak and how we engage and what we do day to day, that's like fuel for people who are struggling to maybe get out of that cycle of drinking, get out the cycle of feeling poor physically and mentally, get out the cycle of addiction through drugs or whatever other substance. It's, once you come in this space and you're a living example of that, I'm not saying this was the making of you, but you
it changed it massively though, because even like for the first 2 years of my journey of looking after my fitness journey, I was still drinking. I was still smoking for most of it. I think, for a year, I was still smoking. And then I'd use the excuse of, when I have a beer, I just have a fag, and, you know, you still be smoking 20 a day, because you're like, oh, I might as well finish them. And then you was out the next day again, and I'd said I'd quit, but I hadn't really.
So when did you quit smoking then?
4 years ago. No.
It was kind of the same time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think having, let's say on average 15, 20 ciggies a day, you know how shit that makes you feel.
Yeah.
I used to do the exact
Definitely,
same.
yeah.
So then that alone, never mind all the drinking on top of it, late nights, early starts with the boys or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a cycle of negativity in it. Like, you just feel like shit constantly.
Yeah.
And I think, as I say, like, become a product of your environment. Now you directly, being the wellbeing centre manager, have the standard of how we support people, and we lead by example as well.
Yeah.
So we have a thing called Beat the PT, and Sam is like the always the best time, the most amount of rounds.
Holly's got the best time.
Oh, is she? Yeah, sorry, Holly.
Holly's got the best time.
Is she? Yeah, I don't know. She beat you.
She's queen of burpees, isn't she?
Look at them getting excuses in here. But then all those things combined about leading from a company perspective and a centre perspective, and then as a person, I think it's amazing to see, as I mentioned at the start, 3 years down the line, probably 4 to 5 years overall for you trying to improve you, to winning a national award for the best independent newcomer. How did that make you feel?
Mad, innit?
Yeah.
Just in such a short space of time, just to go from member to best independent newcomer.
We're going for what did you say we're going to go for next for yourself? Next
best
award?
male PT.
Best male PT and centre manager
fitness manager.
Fitness manager.
Yeah.
So Sam's coming back for that award next year.
Andy's coming for this one, isn't he?
Yeah. Andy will win Best Newcomer. And then we won Best Independent Gym in the National Fit Pro Awards. So I'm going to go again for that. When I say I mean we are going to go again for that.
Yeah.
Because it's important that we cement that as our own.
That was that unreal moment when that...
So let me reenact something.
When that came out, when...
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even when our name got read out, was it? It was when...
Dedicated's name got read out.
Because we assumed that they would win, because they won last year. We came second to them last year. We assumed that and their name got read out, and I... Yeah.
So this is Sam's face, right? I'm going to do this camera. So there's a big... So Sam was facing away from me, so the TV's behind me. And it says, third place... Can't even remember who that was. Sorry, whoever that was.
Sorry, yeah.
And then second place came up, and Dedicated Super Gym name came up, didn't it? Yeah. And they've won it for the past 6 or 7 years. So when the name came up, this is what Sam did. He went like that, and I see in his face before I see in the board, and I was like, "What's Sam looking at?" And I looked at the board, and I was like, "Fuck off!" And then
mad.
And then our name come up, and we was like, "What the fuck is that about?" It was a good night, that wasn't it?
Wasn't it? Charlotte was fuming that she wasn't. You'd sent her the bar.
Charlotte
award came out.
Charlotte went to the bar, and the first award came up, and it was Best Independent Newcomer, and like literally 5 minutes later, Sam sat back down with his award, and Charlotte came in, and other people trying to congratulate other people or nominating people for the award or something.
Someone was doing a speech, and Charlotte was having a rave by the table.
Yeah, Charlotte was on top of Sam going, "Yeah!" I was like, "Charlotte, they're doing the award still." She's like, "Fuck off, I don't care." So like going in 4 years, let's say from starting your journey, 5 years, starting your journey, from your passing of your dad, and make you think, fucking hell.
Yeah, change something.
Start making an effort to look after yourself.
Yeah.
But there was none of this in your agenda.
No. No. Wanted to run a marathon. That was all I wanted to do at that point. And then I ran one. I don't want to do another one. It's hard work.
It is hard work trying to train for a marathon. I say that like I've done loads of them.
But that's what it is. It's the training.
Yeah.
And trying to fit your life in. It's just...
Bit heavy, innit?
It's not fun.
I like to, if you can go into more detail around being in the pub, social life, drinking. Was it hard converting yourself from being in that lifestyle to now being in this lifestyle? Because I think it'd be good for the listeners to hear how hard or how easy it was, in your opinion.
No, I don't think it was. It
wasn't
as hard as... I think it just happened. It wasn't like something that I went...
Like forced to try?
Yeah. It just happened, and I think because of the enjoyment that I get around that, obviously I didn't know that I would get out of it because I hadn't tried it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I was going to love it, love training, love the whole aspect, the life. I've got a better social life now, a healthier social life than I had when I was in the pub. I know more people now. Bear in mind, they're healthy relationships that I've got now. They're not relationships that are built around alcohol.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what it is when you're in a pub.
It is, I think.
There's people that went to that pub and they were like your best mate because you see them every day. But the fact that you see them every day in the pub,
that's an indication of the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think, like, from you saying that it wasn't hard to transition from being in that lifestyle, being in the pub 5 days, not 5 days a week, but drinking maybe 5 days a week, to finding the enjoyment in exercise, and that wasn't really hard. For me, I found it the polar opposite. I found it was like, I kept on saying to myself, why are you trying to change? There's nothing wrong with you. Yeah. That was the talk in my brain.
I think
for
me, like it was the love and the want of training the next day that stopped me from drinking, because I'd stopped going out and it was like, no, because I want to go for a run tomorrow, so I'm not drinking tonight because I'm going running tomorrow. I've got a long run or whatever, and I won't go out drinking. And I think that just kept happening, and then became more and more frequent as I was running or training more and more. It became more and more frequent. I was like, no, I can't come out tonight because I've got something on tomorrow morning, or I'm doing this tomorrow morning or whatever. So it just, I think it naturally just flowed in. And now, like, don't get me wrong, I still drink. but like once a month.
Yeah.
It's not even that sometimes.
I know, I think, like for me, it did take a long time to get out of that like lifestyle of like, not wanting to drink, but like needing to drink. So there's a difference in how you even say that.
I'm a nicer person drunk now as well. Now I actually go out and enjoy. Like? It's just a pain in the ass.
Give me an example.
Fighting in town, just randomly, like, but just because I was pissed for no reason, like.
Just twatting people.
Yeah, no, not even. Just half the time it wouldn't even end up in a fight. It'd just be me trying to look for one, and nothing had happened really. But Hayley used to hate drinking with me, especially uptown or whatever. She used to hate it because it's just a nuisance. Whereas now, just have a laugh when I'm having a drink now. I think because I enjoy that, rather than beating myself up about it, subconsciously beating yourself up about, oh, here we go again. Actually, you just do it once a month, and that you learn to enjoy it more. I think it become that enjoyable social aspect that it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I think if you let it run you, then it'll come out in other ways of you're not enjoying yourself, as in violence or causing murder or being a little shit, or additionally taking drugs as well. That was my thing.
Yeah, I did when I was younger, much younger, probably from about 15 right through to 22, 23, pretty much when I got with Hayley.
Knocked it on the head all that.
So, and do you know what? I wasn't even arsed when I did. I thought I was like some big cokehead or something like that, and actually when I stopped I was like, it's not even an issue. It's not a problem.
I think when you become clearer-minded off drugs and alcohol, like you said, but this is me, I'm not sure if you said this, but you said healthy relationships. You start to enjoy the healthy lifestyle that you live, rather than feeling like bollocks for sometimes 2 or 3 days afterwards. I know when we went out to Fit Pro, you know what we're like now. We went out to Fit Pro, it's like what?
Thursday, Friday by the time I felt all right again.
Bear in mind, we went out on the Saturday. We went out on the Saturday, and then I think by Thursday, for me especially, I was like, I think that's when I actually had a proper decent training session.
Yeah.
But a good 5 days, I was like,
all week.
Wasn't feeling it at all. But then you said that before, healthier relationships, like not just people who are part of Rage Fitness as in the team or the members, but then from a home life perspective as well.
Yeah, much better.
Like, how many times have you said it now, being around the lads?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not working all day around Christmas, or you're not doing like silly shifts, or like it's so much more enjoyable, isn't it? Yeah. As in that relationship with your family now.
They must, I don't know if they do notice the difference. I've never asked them. I don't think they should ever have had to notice the difference with me not being there or being there, but spend so much more time with them now, get to do stuff with them. Like at the weekends, even just went Cheshire Oak yesterday.
You don't want to get to
I wouldn't have done that.
No.
Because this time of year now, certainly this time of year now, I'd have been working 12-hour shifts, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And then it's that other bit, as well, isn't it? Is that, you're working 12-hour shifts, but then when you come home, you're like, fucking hell.
Because you've got to get up. And,
so you're not even there again. When you're there with the family, are you? Like, like, babe, or whatever. See the lads. Maybe, I don't know.
Babe. Hayley will laugh her head off.
I call Charlotte babe.
If I ever call her babe, she'd...
What'd you call her?
Hayley.
Should I have like a name for her? No.
No.
I call Charlotte babe. I call everyone babe though, don't I? Call you babe sometimes. But then when you come home after a 12-hour shift or whatever, you can't be arsed fucking probably doing all that. So then,
not at all.
Taking away, you are here a lot. Let's be honest, you are. But it's enjoyable being here.
Yeah,
you're only up the road.
And I'm home for 8 o'clock.
Exactly. And so then when you're there,
still see the kids,
and your presence with Hayley. And then, as you say, you have all Saturday off now, don't you? Which is fantastic. Either go to Cheshire Oaks, you watch Samuel play footy now as well, don't you?
Yeah,
so work-life balance is just boss for you at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than working silly shift and then potentially having to have a drink after work with all the guys to say well done or whatever. I don't know if you did that or not.
You did. Certainly around this time of year, it was like, oh, that was a busy shift. Everyone grab a drink.
Yeah. You're like...
Kind of like, all right.
I
don't think it was like... So for me, like, around alcohol, I don't think it was ever like an addiction thing. I think it was more the social thing for me.
Yeah.
Is that I did it because it wasn't a massive issue to stop drinking, really. It was more the social pressures of it.
But I think
because of the lifestyle that I was in, the industry that I was in.
But you probably flipped your 5 days a week drinking to 5 days exercising.
Yeah, easy.
So that's why you probably kind of switched the addiction. Not that you were addicted, but you've replaced one element for a different element, isn't it? Yeah. But then, as I say, like in the last 3 years, switching from one thing to another thing, where you be in another 3 years when you've won independent coming this year, did you probably win best centre manager next year? Don't anyone come forward because I'll fucking stab you. Oh yeah, do you know that Sam who was on Rage Fitness and he's done that and he's done this and he's won 2 awards? Fuck off, you're not having him. Talk to me about your PT business.
It's going well. I really enjoy
That's a good selling point, isn't it? Well done, guys. Sign up.
Yeah.
Go on.
Going well. We're doing quite a bit of, not online, because I'm not an online PT. Like, there's hundreds of thousands of them out there. I do remote programming, so it's generally, it is all people who are members here. So they'll come in and I'll have set them a workout to do, and they'll come in and either speak to me about it or speak to one of the guys about it. The other guys, everyone, Andy, Katie, they've been praised loads for helping people out. I do 4-week ones of them. I've got a handful of face-to-face clients. In all honesty, I don't have loads of availability on that because I'm so busy, and I won't. I refuse to work on a Wednesday night as well because I spend it at home with the kids. And
that's again a difference in your psychology, isn't it?
And a Saturday. I won't do a Saturday either.
I was going to say, yeah. I was going to say that, like, that's a change in your psychology, is that you wouldn't, now because you've got that time with the lads and Hayley.
I won't give it up.
Like,
no.
You won't give it up now. Some people are like, oh yeah, I got to work, got to earn money. Like, no, I don't need, like, it's always nice to have more money.
You've always known that with me, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'm not, obviously I'm financially driven because I need to pay bills and have a roof over my head and all that. But actually, when it comes down to it, I'm kind of like, nah, I've got something on.
Yeah, go and check your
this in
kids.
it. Nah, I've got something on.
Yeah. And I think that's important to have that time out, isn't it? Especially the Saturday, don't compromise on that.
No.
Because it's a good time to spend together, isn't it? And all the rest of it. What's it like when we approached you? Because I haven't really asked this question, to be fair. What was it like when we asked you to be the Wellbeing Centre Manager? Was you nervous? Proud?
Yeah. Nervous about what it was going to entail and that, but I think you laid it out quite well, to be fair. Like, and I was aware, and I've done management in hospitality. The crossover between the two jobs is massive. There's quite a lot in common. Obviously, apart from the exercise part.
To see a waiter just doing star jumps as she passes your bevy.
Squat now. Apart from that side of it, like, because it's so forward facing, speaking to people on the front desk, speaking to people in there, everywhere. It's so big of a crossover. So it wasn't like a huge leap from my skill set, from what I've learned.
Yeah, I think we knew that anyway, longevity, because obviously you've been in the customer-facing hospitality game for how long?
12 years.
12 years.
Yeah, pretty much all my adult life, yeah.
So attention to detail and then the engagement on the communication, so emails and all the rest of it, the systems. Like the last 2, well, it's pretty longer now, in the last 2.5 years. How long have you been a centre manager for now? Is it
3 months, isn't it? I think it's 3 months, yeah.
I thought it was well longer than that.
No, 3 or 4.
Okay, so Sam's only been our centre manager for 3 or 4 months now. It felt like a lot longer, maybe because you were doing so much.
You've been grooming me for that role for
that's such a
for quite a while, like.
Sorry, that word just makes me chuckle. It's not a funny word to chuckle at either, really, is it? It's not, is it? Oh, it's not a funny word. But yeah, I've been moulding Sam to develop into one of the best wellbeing centre managers, and I think, like Sam said in his award speech, we're just getting started, aren't we?
Yeah.
And I think Sam's just getting started, as in I think as a company, as a business leader, as a wellbeing centre manager, PT, remote training provider, we're always constantly learning around everything that we do. We're always fine-tuning it. So I think in another 3, 4, 6 months, you'll be so much more efficient at what we do here. Because I think also we'll have more people to pick up stuff here and there.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Because you're still doing a good proportion of classes and a good proportion of delivery rather than running.
I think I'm still down for the best part of 40 hours a week on shift.
So I think a good thing for you.
Plus with everything else I have going on, like it, weeks are long, but
it's rewarding though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like Sam says this to me all the time. It's not a job.
No.
What we do, really.
Because it's a hobby you get paid for at the end of the month,
Yeah.
innit?
And I think if you see it as a job in this industry, don't get me wrong, I've worked in lots of different spaces in the fitness industry. I've managed 30 centres and I've managed small PT studios, and I've ran 2 other companies prior to Rage as a PT and as a different provider. So I've got a good accumulation of knowledge in the fitness industry, and I know what I don't like and I know what I don't fucking like. And everything that I've brought to Rage over the last so many years is all the bits that I do like. And even when you start something like this, you're still, as I say, developing.
Yeah.
So then when you're doing this for a year, and hopefully the ambition is to move you away from delivery to actually run, and the hours that you're in the businesses, you are running it rather than so you'll be growing it rather than running it overall.
Yeah.
Because as you say, if you're doing 40 hours a week face to face, it's enjoyable, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm like?
Yeah.
Like, let's do this, blah blah blah. I'm very passionate in what we do. Sometimes it can be overwhelming how much we've actually got to do to a degree when you're trying to do fitness classes.
There's a lot going on. It can be very busy at times as well, and non-stop.
Like for example, you're here all day on Wednesday, aren't you? Now.
Yeah, 6 till 3 on a Wednesday. Yeah.
And then in that time you're doing managerial stuff, aren't you? With
for the majority.
The NHS and a few other bits and bobs that we do. And then when fucking January comes, we've still got to do all that stuff as well as run it and grow it. Say again.
As well as January.
As well as January. Was we open last January?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this will be our full first proper year of being open since the pandemic.
Full year, yeah. So it was April.
Mad, isn't it?
April 21, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The last time we had to stay indoors.
Shouldn't laugh. So yeah, it's mad to think like that. Like your first proper year overall, even though we've been technically open since September 2019.
Yeah.
We've only had actually
I've
been
open. Involved in some way, pretty much from the start, haven't I? I remember within the first week, we had a conversation within the first week of that, probably. Yeah. It all built from there, didn't it?
And Sam's first shift, I said about throwing him in the deep end. Go on, let you tell the story.
I think, so I'd delivered some sort of fitness with the guys.
Live, wasn't it?
With Charlotte. And I think, I always say 20 minutes, but I think I'm exaggerating by saying 20 minutes notice on delivering my actual first class. But I don't think I'm exaggerating by much. I think it was about 45.
Yeah. So it wasn't long. It wasn't long.
It's all right. I've got something wrote. I can deal with that. And that's like pretty much 2 years ago, isn't it? I think it came up.
Why did I ask you to do it? Was there any particular reason?
I just think there was
nice
someone was off ill and you had a client in or a meeting in or something along those lines. So you brought me in with you in the building as well, and just like any chance, I was like, oh, yeah, all right. I thrive off that though. I do all right being thrown in the deep end.
Yeah.
I'm not. It won't panic me too much. Obviously, you have a little bit of a nervous belly and that, but I'm all right with that. I can deal with that. I can.
Just for clarification, so I either called or I must have called or text Sam and said, Sam, can you run a class in 40 minutes or 20 minutes or something? And he was like, yeah, got something wrote. I was like, fucking I prepared any. Come in. And he's a bit quiet, but you delivered it well, didn't you? Overall, like you did a good class.
It's hard to remember. So 2 years. It's only 2 years, but then how many classes have I done since then?
Fucking
thousands.
Easy, easy 1,000. If you think how many you do in a year, and you've done
I do
live and outside stuff as well.
I know it's whittled down a little bit over the last few months, but at one point I think I was doing doing 25 or 26 a week.
It's a few a week, really.
Bear in mind we only have 40 a week on. I was doing a few.
Do you still enjoy doing the classes?
Yeah. Trying to. I enjoy trying to keep them fresh as I can.
That's
like WOD's my favourite class to do because it's so much open to my interpretation of. I train like this. This is what we're going to do. Sort of that more than. Well, a circuit's a circuit, isn't it? And you can put new elements into that circuit, but the format of the class is still the same.
Yeah, like station.
Might make them do burpees in between or something, but apart from that...
I was going to say then, when Sam says it's his interpretation of a WOD, that means he can like kill people and hurt them as much as he wants to. In a circuit training class, there's only so much you can actually deliver from a pain threshold.
It's a time. Whereas in WOD you can go, we're just working for 10 minutes, crack on.
Yeah, they're all like, but there's no equipment. Just body weight, isn't it?
That's the best one, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll start panicking then.
It was only a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Who was it?
Helen?
Helen come out of the classroom there. She went, you haven't put any equipment in that class there. I was like, well, I'm not going to now, am I?
No. Shout out to Helen. We love you, Helen. So then, when do you think maybe you're not wanting to. When do you think you want to step back total from classes and just run it?
Probably not completely.
Never come away from classes?
No, I don't think so, not completely.
So
let's keep your hand in. I don't want to have to hire a DJ when I want to put a class on, do I?
That's what I was going to say before you said it. So I don't do many classes anymore, do I? Because I'm busy growing the company and keeping a roof over our heads and getting new partnerships on board and all the rest of it. So I don't really do classes anymore, do I? And then anytime I do a class now, Sam goes, you're hiring a DJ. Because every class I've done, I had a DJ, didn't I, in here? So I had a young lad, Jack, last time. Billy Booby, the one before that, wasn't it? Yeah. Which is good. And then I said on my social media, I think it was just, last week, was it?
Yeah.
About doing another class. Anybody want another Craig's class? And everyone's like, yeah. Came in and... Literally, Sam went, you get a DJ for you get a DJ for your class. But I don't think I will this time, because
they were good and all that, but
they were good
because of where they are and because of how small the room is. I don't know if it works that well.
I just don't think it adds any more. Doesn't add any more value.
No,
I don't think to the class.
No,
without being big-headed, I bring the value to the class, and when I know the music that's playing. You kind of bounce off that music, don't you? Rather than
I'm the same with the music.
Yeah, you're trying to guess what their music is. It's like it doesn't flow.
Your music works for what you do, doesn't it? It's part of your personality. It's part of the class. Your music is definitely part of the class. But for any instructor,
that's true. Like I'm just thinking of Hayley now. Hayley's music is like proper, like get you booming, doesn't it?
Old school Wigan and that.
Old school Wigan Pia. And she just touching upon that. I think she's. I think Hayley's not off come far under your support. I think by speaking to her after classes or before the classes, like standing at the front of the desk, just having a conversation. So that shows how much your development and leadership skills has improved in the last 3 months. Because that's something I said to you, wasn't it?
I think we've had this conversation before as well. As I don't always know that I'm doing that. I think just because I'm naturally quite a talkative person and will have a chat to most people, I don't always realise that comes across as being supportive. But we had a bit of a conversation. So someone that we'd supported and helped through their wellbeing journey had been, I'd put something on Facebook or whatever and said about everyone in here and all that, and I think I said to you one day, I was like, I always just thought I was just this little cog.
I remember you saying that, wasn't there? We spoke about it.
I didn't realise how much of an impact I was actually having on people. It's quite a big moment for me when I realised that, like, that shit, I actually do
help
change.
people.
I'm changing people's lives with just my general day-to-day actions, like, just.
And I think that's a good way of bringing that up, is because every single person who's in this company now, they're an integral part of everything that we do.
Yeah.
And I think so Hayley might be thinking that now. I'm just a cog.
Yeah.
Or Andy might think I'm just a cog.
Yeah. You can tell that happens, because when you put messages in WhatsApp groups and they go, oh, does that apply to me as well? It's like, yeah, that's for you as well.
But then again, I remember having that conversation with you. That wasn't that long ago, was it? Or was it? It doesn't feel that long ago. We sat in there and you actually said that.
I think it was about a year ago. Like,
was it? These years ago and quick now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, I remember you saying, like, I just thought I was just
here.
Just doing classes or just doing X, Y, and Z. It was like, and then you had that epiphany. He was like, no, actually, I'm making as much as a difference as you are by doing X, Y, and Z, because I'm actually delivering and supporting and talking to these people.
Different people gravitate towards each one of us in this building anyway, don't they? So, not the whole company makes a difference to one person, but each person will have a specific person.
Yeah.
A specific. What are we?
Wellbeing coordinators.
Member of the wellbeing team.
Wellbeing team.
They'll have a specific one of them that they will have attached to, almost. And a lot of the time that'll be whoever's done their induction or whoever they met first when they walked through the door. That'll be their go-to person then.
Yeah, I remember I had this conversation with someone in Total Fitness. This was in 2017, 2018. And I said this conversation, I said, I'm going to build my own wellbeing academy, and I'm going to bring in people who I gel with, because I don't really gel with many people. I'm like, I've got a very short attention span. I'm like, fuck off, do me head in. And if you don't ignite something inside me, either from a loyalty or from a trust perspective, or have a uniqueness inside you, I was just like, fuck off. Like, I'm doing something else now. So when I said this to this person, I said, I'm going to have all these instructors and wellbeing coordinators. I'm going to have a fantastic team. I'm going to build this wellbeing center. I'm going to build this academy so I train people up exactly how I want them to help people, and it's with their own personalities involved in that.
That's massively important, though, isn't it?
It is,
for
because
each of us to have our personalities and keep them.
Yeah, don't lose them, because that's why I was drawn to you anyway, or I was drawn to Hayley or Katie or Andy or whatever.
There's quite a lot of similarities between me and you, and like background. There's quite a few similarities. He was going back to school. There's quite a few similarities, right?
I think with a carbon copy, you're just a Cheshirehead and I'm just a Scouser. Just a difference in the demographic, really. But when I said this to this person, I didn't believe what I was saying. I was just like, I was just saying it.
That surprises me with you.
Yeah, but I think I was saying it because I was trying to...
You're pissed off with them.
Yeah. I was pissed off, and it was an egotistic way of talking.
Yeah.
But as I said it, I didn't believe it. But as I left Total Fitness, I was like, there's my epiphany. I'm going to build my workforce, because if you improve people from where they were, maybe a 0 out of 10 or a 1 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10, and then you get them to a 9 out of 10, you've massively changed that person's life.
Yeah, of course.
And then, they believe what I believe, so then we can implement to Joe Bloggs, who walks in, who feels like shit, or help Becky lose 4 stone, or help Becky lose 4 stone in weight, because we've helped I've helped one of our team lose 4 stone in weight, or whatever. Yeah. But as I said, I was saying it because it was egotistic talk. But then when I left, I was like, yeah, that's what I will. And then since that day, I think it was maybe 2017, 2018, that's what I focused on, is finding the right people to be in the right position and educate them to feel good about themselves so they can help other people. Yeah. So the reason that was a big, long way of saying, it seems to work so far. And when I speak to people, about the Wellbeing Academy, and I speak about Sam, and I speak about Katie, and I speak about Andy, like, that is one of the best unique selling points to our company.
Us.
Yeah, not me.
The people that we've got.
I speak about my story a little bit.
A little bit.
Hey, poor me. Get the violins out. Get the violins out. But that sells it to a degree.
Yeah,
but then everybody else who we've brought along the journey with us is equally important, more important than I am. Because as I said in that WhatsApp group the other day, I'm not as close to it as I should be. But I can't be anymore, really, from what I'm trying to do. And
there's plenty of feet on the ground.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So you having that epiphany a year ago, it doesn't seem that long ago, saying how much you feel like you are changing people's lives.
Yeah.
I think it's important to get Hayley understanding that.
Yeah.
Like deep down Hayley. And then Andy the same. I think he's getting it. Katie's got it since fucking 2021.
Katie's Katie.
Katie's Katie. And then now Nick and so on and so forth. Do you know what I mean? It's really drill that into from a leadership point of view as the Wellbeing Centre manager. Is that when we're doing our one-to-ones, this is turning into a training program, really. Is
loads of them popping up now off the back of this podcast.
Yeah, is identify how good they are as a person who can help people, because people think they're not valuable, really, and I think it's only now in the last 6 to 12 weeks, people in the team are like starting to feel like they actually are changing people's lives and getting involved in it more. And I think for you identifying it only, a year and a half into it?
Yeah, it takes
time.
I'm just one of them people who think sometimes I just plod along a little bit. Because I constantly push myself, but I just don't really think about what I'm doing all the time. It doesn't register with me. I just think I'm just cracking on with life. But then someone passes comment and you're like,
slows you down a bit and goes, oh yeah, I'm actually doing a good thing here overall, aren't I?
Yeah.
Which is good. What's next for you then, Sam?
Just continue to grow, continue to educate myself. Started looking so far, just looking at my level 4 qualification as well.
I was wondering where he was going with that. So,
did you think it was just about to
fucking looking at jobs and fucking Indeed.com? I was like, fucking what a way to wrap up.
So yeah, I've started doing looking at my level 4 qualification. So I'm going to specialise at level 4 in programming for diabetes management and weight loss.
It's important that, especially with the work that we're going to be doing in 2023 and beyond with different NHS projects.
Yeah.
So have that foundation knowledge and really understand that moving into different areas, I guess, be good.
You've got to keep educating yourself, haven't you? Because obviously, like, you have conversations with people in here and you have to say, I don't know, quite a lot of the time, because I don't know.
You've always been like that though, haven't you?
Yeah.
You're not a Billy bullshitter.
I'll say I don't know, because I'd rather do that than give someone some bad advice and hurt themselves or
act upon it and
it just doesn't work out for them.
And I think, again, as I say, you've always been that type of person that will say I don't know and then research. But that's a testament to how far you've grown in 3 years, where some people go, oh yeah, it's this, but then just not fucking find that information out.
I'd even go so far as tell people to Google it.
I don't know, Jennifer. Google it, you know. Should we have a mince pie and rate it?
Go on then.
I feel like a mince pie now.
I've only had
one. Mince pie, Jordan?
I've only had one today.
I haven't had any, so that's why I'm gagging for one.
They look deep.
They look fucking heavy then, don't they? I do want to put my fingers on your powder. Oh, that powder's heavy.
It's going to be chompy, this, isn't it?
Yeah. Going to get it all over us, aren't we?
I've got my new black jumper on here.
I know, sorry. So we're going to do, for the past, how long now have we been doing it for?
A couple of week. The first one was only last week, wasn't it?
I feel like we've been doing this for weeks.
Me and you were over there.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a lot of mince pies, though, off air.
Yeah. So
that haven't been recorded. To the point where we've bought mince pies from places to do ratings of, we've ate them all, not recorded any of it, we've got to go back and get more.
So we've been doing for the past, only a week. It feels it's been well longer than that, the amount of mince pies we've had. Mince pie challenge rating. And this one is Tesco's Finest, Rich and Decadent.
Decadent.
Dyslexia took over me there. All butter pastry mince pies. So me and Sam are going to do a little review and see what we say about it. Look quite nice, to be fair.
They've got loads of snow all over them.
Sounds nice, doesn't it?
What's it called? That thing where people watch videos just
listen to the noise.
To listen to the noise and chomping, and that's it.
ASMR. Mm. So Jordan's fuming because we're chewing down the microphone. He's got earphones on. He's going through them. What are we saying on them, Sam?
You're all right.
Tesco Finest. He's not digging it. Did a bit of
plenty of filling in it and that, like, but I think they're just the same as every other mince pie.
What's the point in our challenge then?
No, I mean like it's just a standard
special.
Mince pie, considering it's like Tesco Finest. It's just
There's nothing special about it for you.
Nah. I need something a little bit different.
I like them.
Yeah, but you like them Tesco Jacks ones as well.
I do like the cheaper ones. I would say they're a good 7.2.
I give them a 6.
Oh, that's like your lowest number.
6.
Yeah. Tesco don't sell them to Sam.
I've only done one before.
Yeah,
and I give them an 8.
We rate everyone, though. We rate everyone, don't we? Well, I like them anyway. So Tesco sponsored us.
Do anything to sponsor you.
Exactly.
Tesco.
Everyone.
Fit Pro, even though they've changed the name now.
You haven't you?
Yeah. So I need to change my Instagram bio because I've tagged them as National Fit Pro. Yeah.
What have you called?
Best
independent now?
Best independent newcomer. I think they're like the National Fitness Industry Awards.
National Fitness Industry Awards.
Yeah.
Going to win it next year, aren't we, as well?
Yeah.
100%.
We'll just have a different name on the top, won't it?
You might have 2 awards.
I can't have that one again.
By that point, I might have
More mince pies.
might have chain, best independent chain.
Imagine that.
Might do. What can happen in 12 months? You're a testament to that.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much, Sam, for stepping in last minute.
Thanks for having me.
Like for always.
Remember when I used to leave the building saying that? When you first started working here, I used to thank you on my way out the door. Thanks.
You actually did, you know. Most
That's
times.
how made up I was to be here. I was like, cheers, thank you, bye.
Oh, I forgot about that. But honestly, he did it all the time, no? And I was like, yes, it's like Sam. Ta-da. But it shows how much he enjoys what he does. And I think he should have, not should have, because you'd always go through different parts of your life. But he was born and created to do this because being in it for only 2 years, 3 years, and how much respect you get from people who come in and how much love you get from them. Now, obviously, you're the national award winner. He doesn't say thank you anymore. I think he's fucking fed up of me, to be honest. But yeah, you did say thank you when you used to leave your shift and stuff like that, didn't you? It's mad, that, isn't it?
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me. See you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. So yeah, thank you for, as I say, coming on, speaking a bit about yourself. And hopefully we'll do another one next year. And we'll have fucking the whole table full of awards.
Just have a whole barrier up.
So have a little barrier of awards. Best podcast.
Best fitness podcast.
Who's that going to win, huh? Anything?
Danny Murray will win that.
Danny. Your competitor, lad. He's been recording stuff on here, you know.
He does all the videos in here. Does everyone's.
He's a trainer. He trains you. Anything to add at the end, Sam, for you?
I'm good.
No?
Always good, aren't I?
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, as I say. And we'll have more podcasts coming soon with members who've been on a successful journey through their own wellbeing. We'll have people coming through the NHS wellbeing programs that we run. We might have more of the team coming on, and then we might have also some special guests. So I appreciate your time, Sam.
No problem.
More coming soon. Thank you.